All right, guys, good morning. This is your multiple step equations, especially with variables on both sides. We are on page 43 and 44. I started the video earlier and had to restart. So what I did is I labeled my numbers or my questions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have already done question number 1, so let's look at it. I've got the equation. I notice I've got variables on both sides, n's on both sides. So you have to get one of those n's or x's by itself. So I took and eliminated this 8. So I also had to do minus 8 over here. So that would cancel out. And then I'm left over with this 2-step. We did this all last week. There's my n. I have to get rid of my minus 5 with the opposite. Then I'm down to a 1-step right here. And I ended up not dividing by 2 yet. So n equals a positive 8. Where did I get that 8 from? I divided 16 by 2. Okay? I'm going to go down to, I think, question 4. Let's raise it up a little bit. Now, question 4, I have k's on both sides. What I notice is I've got a minus 10k. So I like to take the lowest number and bring it over. That minus 10k is going to work out good because it's going to give me a positive variable. This cancels. Got to solve this right here. Negative 6 plus 10 is going to give me a positive 4k. And don't forget about that 11 over there. And that 11 is going to be a plus. Now let's take a look at what just happened. I have a minus 6k and I subtracted 10. That becomes a 4k and that sign changes because that 4 is positive. So I just brought my 11 straight down. Notice that becomes a plus 4. And then I have 11 on both sides. Okay, I'm going to run out of room here. This gives me, I'm going to add them. That's a negative 24. And then I kind of ran out of room here. I'm going to divide by 4, and that gives me k equals negative 6. All right, so let's kind of look at this. The tricky part was this part right here. It gave me a 4k and a positive 4k or plus 4k. And then I had to bring this negative 11 over here. Okay, so that is question 4. We're also going to do one on page 44. Because 44 has the parentheses. We did this last week, but now we have variables on both sides. Actually, we don't have variables on both sides here. We do here. So I am going to, you know what, let's do one of the tougher ones. Let's do this one. Okay, so again, I'm going to number 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to do question number 4 because I like it because it has a lot of negatives in it. I have a negative n. I have a negative 3. First thing I need to do is draw my arrows. And that tells me I've got to multiply that negative 3 by both. So that's going to give me a negative 6n because of right here. And then I've got to bring it here. That's going to give me a plus 21, it looks like. And that's going to, oh, I have a minus n right there. So that n is on that side. Okay, so let's take a look. We're going to combine like terms. These two n's need to be combined. So that's going to give me a negative 7n plus 21 equals negative 21. Still have to get n by itself. Goes away. Negative 7n equals negative 42. How did I get that? I added those together. So that's going to give me a divide by negative 7 on both sides. Negative and a negative gives me a positive. It's an n equals 6. Okay, so those are your, the only difference between what we did last week and this week, especially going back to this particular page, which is page 43, is you can have your variables on both sides. So you've got an extra step in there, just like this one, we had ends on both sides. So there's your equations on both sides lesson.